Today, I'm presenting the paper, The Role of Conversational Grounding in Supporting Symbiosis Between People and Digital Assistant, by myself, Janghee from University of Colorado Boulder, and my co-author, Dr. Emilee Rader from Michigan State University. Digital assistants such as Google Home are becoming more popular. However, previous research shows that people become reluctant to try out new comments after a very brief initial adoption period. This limited use makes it harder to design digital assistants because they can learn and improve their performance based on the interaction with people. People also can't learn about new features unless they explore by talking to this system. So, continued interaction with digital assistant is very important for both users and digital assistants. By supporting the continued experimentation, we think people and digital assistant have a potential to be a symbiotic relationship. That is, one's learning becomes a positive influence on the other's learning. So in this study, we aimed to identify the kinds of digital assistant responses that encouraging continuous experimentation and provide opportunities for the symbiotic relationship between people and digital assistants. We conducted a user study in the lab setting with 20 participants. They completed 5 information-seeking tasks using the Google Home, which is one of the popular general-purpose digital assistants in the commercial market. To analyze data, we coded pairs of back and forth utterances, where the participant asked a question and the Google Home provided the response. After analyzing both question and responses, we identify patterns between them to find out whether and in what ways the Google Home was able to provide information that participants interpreted as progress toward completing the task. We present selected results from our work in this talk. Please consult the paper for the complete overview. We found 2 high levels of participant questions. Depending on the previous Google Home's response, participants reformulate their next question, either advancing or backtracking. An advancing question happened when the participant could build on the previous response and move closer to completing the task. A backtracking question happened when they aren't able to build on the previous response. We found 3 types of Google Home responses and conversation patterns in terms of these 3 types of Google Home responses in the previous attempt. In this presentation, I will talk briefly about 2 of them. After a cannot help type of responses from the Google Home, participants' next question most often backtracked it. For instance, they subsequently repeated or rephrased the question by using slightly different vocabulary. Since participants had not received enough feedback from Google Home, they are not able to ask the different question and make progress on the tasks. The unrelated response seems like it should be even more ambiguous and potentially difficult for participants to make sense of Google Home's ability. However, we found that the unrelated responses allow the conversation to continue and even move forward to conversation. As you can see from these examples, Google Home responses are very important in this voice interaction. This is because people build on common ground based on each other's utterances. So the Google Home responses matter for what the participant asks next. Our study shows that responses that provide unexpected but beneficial feedback to supporting the grounding process help participants to formulate their next questions. This response extended the interaction, so participants got more opportunities to learn about how to best use the system. A cannot help response from the digital assistant may be the most accurate response from the system's perspective, but it is unhelpful for the user. The accuracy and efficiency in the digital assistant response is very important, but our findings suggest that a design goal for digital assistant should not be to provide the accuracy answer as quickly as possible, but to design system responses that encouraging longer engagement. In doing so, this voice interaction can provide opportunities for the symbiotic relationship between digital system and people. Thank you for listening.